Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. My name is Bob Wagner, and for those of you that we have not had an opportunity to meet, or you may not have had a chance to hear April or I on a webinar in the past, we're Pro Sevens with LifeVantage, and Gabe and Jill Pearson asked that we fill in this evening. I have a very special guest. I have Dr. Moshe Dekel joining us this evening, and you'll hear from him in a few minutes. But just wanted to take a minute to just tell you a little bit about our story and how we got to come to LifeVantage. And then we're going to go ahead and get started and share an amazing story about some fabulous products and an absolutely fabulous business opportunity. And I think when you get done listening to what I have to say and what Dr. Dekel has to say, you're going to be just excited as we are about this amazing opportunity. But our story very quickly began 27 years ago. I was self-employed in the art and picture frame business, and receivables that I was owed didn't come in. And long story short, it ended up, I had 4 art galleries and a factory, and it ended up bankrupting my business, and I needed to find a way to replace my income. And I invited myself, and you may find that funny, not too many people do that, but I actually invited myself to a meeting, to an opportunity meeting. It was a network marketing company, and April and I ended up getting involved in the industry, and we spent 25 years with another wellness nutritional supplement company all the way up to October of 2017. Smaller company, privately owned, had a really good run with the company. Our team did over $200 million in sales, and we were fortunate to earn millions of dollars in commissions. But one day, almost 2 years ago, we got a phone call from the owners that they were closing. And, it wasn't a good day. We weren't expecting it. And, we needed to find a new home. This is what we did professionally. It's what we did full time. And we had a lot of options out there. And what you're going to hear tonight, okay, as Dr. Dekel goes through the products and as I go through the opportunity, you're going to hear a lot of the reasons of why we chose LifeVantage as our next home for the next 20 plus years, whatever it's going to be until we get, decide we don't feel like doing anything anymore. But you're going to see and hear why we chose this company over every other company out there. And whoever it is that invited you on tonight, whoever it is, okay, you really need to give them a big hug, a big squeeze, or call them up, text them hearts, whatever, but tell them how much you appreciate what they did. So as I get ready to, I'm going to switch over to the slides now, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about Dr. Dekel, and he's going to start taking us through the products. And, just to give you a little background on Dr. Dekel, we had the opportunity to meet him, April and I. Funny thing, it was actually through my wife playing tennis, but we met him through another doctor, probably about, 24, 25 years ago now, in that first business that we were in. And, we did very well together. Dr. Dekel helped create one of the largest physician networks within network marketing that there's ever been. But a little bit about him, okay, when I met him, he was an OBGYN surgeon, OBGYN surgeon, and for about 20 years was earning a 7-figure income. And that's kind of how we met. But he was looking to diversify and not have all his eggs in one basket. But very much like he's about to tell you with our products, what I did with him back then is I had him try the products that we had in that company, and he realized that a good opportunity is only a good opportunity if there's good products. And we're going to share the opportunity with you tonight, but the products come first. And with that, Dr. Dekel, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you great. Good evening, Bob.
thank you so much for joining us. I know we talked about it over the weekend. We feel very privileged for Gabe and Jill to ask us to fill in. They happen to be in California getting some mentoring and leadership from Darren Hardy, one of the leaders in the industry. I'm sure they're going to have some great things to share with us. But I'm going to go to the next slide, and would you share with us, just why you're so excited about the products in LifeVantage?
Excellent. Well, thanks for the invitation, Bob. This is always a great opportunity to actually tell our story, tell people why we're excited and why the information that we're going to share with them is so important. Because in conventional medicine that I was for about 20 years, as you mentioned before, I did very well. But in the last 20 years in holistic medicine, I realized that actually I can do much better than surgery. So as you mentioned before, the importance is actually what this business is based about. In other words, what kind of products we have and what do they do, et cetera. And in fact, the way I got involved, if I can remind you, is that Thanksgiving 17, actually it was December 17, I sent you a little text and you sent back to me and said, yeah, we need to talk. And you start presenting the product to me. And I said, Bob, I have enough products in my business. I have 80 different products that work very well. I'm not sure I'm looking for a new product. And you were smart enough to say, hey, no problem. But before you say no, why don't you look it up on PubMed? And when I looked at it and saw what I'm going to explain now to the audience, it's kind of floored me because even though I have 80 products that are very efficient and active and doing what they're supposed to do, I don't have any products like that. For instance, the NRF2, and the NRF stands for Nuclear Respiratory Factor 2. To make it simple, it's a synergizer or an activator. It's a protein that actually goes to the nucleus of the cell and tells it to make 3 different enzyme pathways: catalase, SOD, superoxide dismutase, and glutathione. And to make it in simple terms, those 3 different pathways, 3 different enzymes, decrease oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. So I never had anything like this in my arsenal. And as a holistic physician, I know that most of the issues we have, to a large degree, is related and is caused by oxidative stress. It supports natural repair and rejuvenation process to the point that we have increased lifespan by 7% in male mice. So in human terms, it's probably 7 years. I mean, this is a great way for us to live longer and be healthier. And the product is made of 5 different natural ingredients. It's turmeric, milk thistle, green tea, bacopa, and ashwagandha. And it's kind of interesting because once in a while when I present the combination of these products to patients or to people in general, usually sometimes I get a response, well, I'm taking ashwagandha, or I'm taking the milk thistle, et cetera. And I said, that's great, but the uniqueness of this formula, the way Dr. McCord, who studied 40 years, researched 40 years of oxidative stress and came up with a formula, this specific formula, which is actually patented, that's the only way you can get the 40% decrease in oxidative stress. So this captured my knowledge and my imagination right away. And, starting using the product and recommending to my patients. And on a personal level, I noticed that 7 months down the line, my memory got better. Well, you can't put a number on that, obviously. So my memory for names got better. And I was like surprised. I didn't expect it. But so I know that on a personal level it works. And I know that patients have incredible results with it. The next slide.
Dr. Dekel, for those listeners tonight that may have never heard of oxidative stress and think it's like, I'm under stress or I had a stressful day or something like that, would you explain to them in maybe non-doctor terms what oxidative stress really is and in regards to our bodies?
Actually, thank you for bringing this up because, you know, sometimes we doctors think that when you talk certain language, people understand it. So it's nice that you kind of bring me down to earth a little bit. Oxidative stress is caused by free radicals. Free radicals are unstable molecules. It's a molecule that is missing an electron, which puts it in a very unstable situation, and it wants to become stable by getting another electron and becomes neutralized. Now, the antioxidants that the body produces, as I mentioned before, especially the superoxide dismutase and the glutathione, these are a combination of compounds that actually are happy to give an electron to these free radicals and neutralize them. The free radicals which are not neutralized, they actually get into a stealing mode. They steal electron from a neighboring molecule, try to become whole, and then the other molecule steals from somebody else. This kind of interaction with stealing electrons back and forth, millions of times per second over the body, actually is the major reason for aging and also the major reason for chronic disease. And that by itself is described as oxidative stress.
So I put the next slide up, and you know, we're not making any medical claims here or anything like that, but correct me if I'm wrong. If you look in the middle of the slide, it says inflammation and oxidative stress. So are they related? Does oxidative stress lead to inflammation? We know inflammation leads to disease. I think most people know that, but are those two things related?
They're absolutely related. Oxidative stress, the free radicals are major participants, are actually cause of inflammation. And even conventional medicine now knows now for a couple of decades that inflammation is the hallmark of any and all chronic diseases. And if you look at this chart, I mean, there's no disease that I can see that is not mentioned here as being caused by increased inflammation and oxidative stress. So when you have a product that reduces oxidative stress by 40%, you can imagine what it can do as far as addressing issues that you have and also preventing issues you have. Even as you said before, we don't make any claims. The only thing we say is try and see what it does for yourself.
Well, you got to admit that's kind of exciting because most people have never heard of oxidative stress, so they don't even know this exists.
I know. Even worse than that, if you talk to doctors about NRF1, NRF2, you get this kind of, what? What are you talking about? Because it's not, you see, there's no prescription drugs that actually affect NRF1 and NRF2. Well, correction, there is one, but it doesn't work and it costs $80,000. But the minute the pharmaceutical companies are going to come with NRF1 and NRF2 specific drugs that are patented, you'll see how fast doctors get very well aware of NRF2 and NRF1. But until then, and even then, I doubt that they can come up with any kind of product that doesn't have any side effects. It just almost doesn't exist in my experience that all medication have side effects.
Now, this next slide, this is quite a list of universities and institutions, man. I mean, look at this list.
It's absolutely incredible because, as I said before, when you mentioned to me that the product is 23, at that time, 23 studies, now it's 27 studies on PubMed, and I kind of looked at you funny. I said, what does it have to do on PubMed? Well, it has to do on PubMed because variety of institutions are really studying very hard NRF1 and NRF2 because it's really a revolution in our understanding of chronic disease and inflammation. And they actually, in a way, in a race to discover what else can help that. So here we have a product that's already proven, and they actually probably studied it just to make sure that it doesn't work, and they found out it does work. So, and you can see independent universities and institutions like Ohio State, Harvard, etc. So these studies were not financed by the company. So the company has nothing to do with those studies. These are independent studies. They were reviewed by 3 different experts for every study that was there before they even publish it. So this is neutral as it can be. Only 3 studies were actually participated in with the company. So 24 studies are totally independent. Next
Now
to it,
I see a list of patents there. What does that mean?
well, how about simple fact that we don't have competition? Meaning that,
Gotta
meaning
like
that,
that, right?
well, I guess any business-minded person would like to be involved in a business that has no competition. And these patents are here. You have it here. You have it worldwide. And my understanding that now it's lasting until 2032, if I'm not mistaken. So you have total, independent, and no compete way of moving this, explaining this to the public, explaining to the patients or anybody that you love, including yourself, obviously, because who doesn't want to reduce their oxidative stress and inflammation by 40%?
Absolutely. Now we got some sister products and some products we like to package together. Could you share a little bit about those?
Absolutely. This is the NRF1. Again, NRF stands for Nuclear Respiratory Factor 1. It's similar to what the NRF2 is made of. It's a protein that it's a messenger, okay? But this messenger does something else. It actually works directly on the mitochondria. And mitochondria is actually an organelle, which means it's a small little particle within each cell. And these are really, for lack of better words, these are really factories that make energy. They take the food that we consume, that digest it, get assimilated. They take the carbon part of it. They combine it with oxygen through elaborate mechanism in this little factory called the mitochondria. And by the way, each cell has multitude of mitochondria. In fact, the heart cell has the most of them, has about 22,000 mitochondria per cell. Obviously, for obvious reasons, because there's one muscle that cannot take any rest, it's the heart, at least we hope not. So these mitochondria are responsible for energy production. In other words, this is the life that we have or don't have. If we have energy, we can have good health, we can prevent disease, we can slow down the aging process. But if we don't have the energy, and that's because of a multitude of issues, but one of them is that the mitochondria in multitude gets aged, gets less effective, therefore less energy. Well, here we have the NRF1 that goes to the mitochondria and say, okay, guys, wake up, wake up. Okay, so what it does is boost the mitochondria production, makes more mitochondria, increase cellular energy. As you can see on the slide, it's called ATP. Okay, and this protandin, NRF1, okay, is made also of 5 nutritional food-based products. Alpha lipoic acid, coenzyme CoQ10, grapeseed extract, quercetin, acetyl and carnitine. So again, totally benign food supplements that put together in a certain way that Dr. McCord was able to do it, is accomplishing something that there's no medicine that does that, Bob. Nothing out there. Now, it's interesting to note that the more energy we make, there's a byproduct that's processed. And the byproduct, surprisingly enough, is what? Free radicals. So it's interesting. Yes, for instance, we do exercise. It's good for us, good to exercise. When we exercise, we make free radicals. We make more energy, we make free radicals. So here we have the energy production ramped up, but as a result, we have also more free radicals. The NRF2 takes care of that. That's why we always take both of them together, the NRF1 and the NRF2.
That's just awesome. I mean, that is amazing. And as I go to the next slide, this is something that I know as distributors in the business and corporately, everybody's very proud of. Winning a bronze winner in the Stevie Awards. And I'm going to ask you to talk to us a little bit about the other 2 products in our Vitality Stack. But for the audience out there, our Vitality Stack, which includes the 2 protandems that Dr. Dekel was just talking about, the NRF2 and NRF1, plus an omega-3 and a probiotic. But out of 7,400 entries, we got the third place award, you know, for best new product in the health and pharmaceutical category. So tell us more about, you know, obviously the synergy of these four products is very important, but why is omega and probiotic also important to be part of this?
Well, it's a very good question. And I'm sure that a lot of the audience heard about omega-3 and probiotics, but let me kind of expand a little bit about what omega-3 is all about. Omega-3 is a fatty acid that's absolutely necessary for the functionality of the cell membrane, okay? Everything happens on the cell membrane as far as what products go in, what go out. Very, very important. Omega-3 is a major component of every cell. Every cell has that. And if we don't have enough omega-3, obviously, we don't have good, healthy cells. The brain is made of 70% fat, okay? Omega-3 obviously is fat. Our omega-3 is unique in a couple of ways. Number one, we know where it's coming from. In other words, we know from the boat where the fish was caught into whatever bottle it is. So in other words, there's change of custody, so to speak, that we know the quality is there. Also, we added a little bit of omega-7 into this. The omega-7 helps us also with weight management. To top it all off, we also have vitamin D3. Obviously, vitamin D3, very important. And I can tell you that from my experience in holistic medicine, I can tell you categorically for patients who do not take the omega-3 and they don't take the omega-7, and especially the vitamin D, they are going to be deficient in it. Okay, and vitamin D3 today is considered more hormones than actually a vitamin. It actually affects 2,000 genes. In order for us to be healthy, we absolutely need a good level of vitamin D3. Also, the level of vitamin D3 is, as far as conventional medicine is concerned, if you have a level of 30, you're okay. Well, actually, to be exact, if you want to be healthy and you want to prevent disease, you actually want to be around a 75 level. So we do absolutely need to take the vitamin D3. Now, let's go a little bit into the probiotics, okay? A lot of us heard about it, and some of us take it, but what's the whole hoopla about the probiotics? Well, we have about 95 trillion cells in our body, give or take a few. We have 10 times more bacteria in the gut than cells in our body. So if we analyze the human body as far as cell count, we're just counting the cells in the body, okay? We're 90% bacteria and 10% human. Think about this for a second. For us to think that what's happening in our gut does not affect every part of us, including the way we function, including brain function, including everything else, hormones, okay? Toxicity or lack thereof, good probiome, which is the good bacteria, actually produce 3,000 different enzymes that we use. They produce actually vitamin B, vitamin K. The bad bacteria, on the other hand, actually consume our food and create toxicity. So it makes sense that we want on a daily basis, we want to actually supplement the army of good bacteria that are actually helping us stay alive and stay well and free of disease. Now, obviously, there are quite a few different omega-3s, probiotics on the market. How is ours different? The difference is that it actually patented delivery system, because every product contains a certain amount of billions of colonies in it, which is nice. But really, the bottom line is, how many of these are actually going where they're supposed to go? Well, in our product, considering the special patented delivery that we have, 60% are actually getting to the target market, which is the gut, versus some of the other commercial products actually get between 4 and 10%. So obviously, from my perspective, I would like to take a product that actually get me 60% yield rather than 4% yield. So it's really a basic for, you know, a lot of my patients come to me and they don't take anything. And some of them are reluctant. And especially if you start to recommend 20 different products, they look at you like, really? So this is like the basic of the basic. You take all this and at least you have a leg up on good health prevention and feeling good about it.
I appreciate that, Dr. Dekel. And we have a couple other categories of products I'm going to mention, and then we're going to swing into the business. So I'll be back to you in a second, okay? You know, besides the Vitality Stack, which is what Dr. Dekel just mentioned, that's the Protandim Nerf 1, Protandim Nerf 2, the Omega, and the probiotic. We have a weight loss system, our physique system, which is a phenomenal whey protein product with a fat burner and a prebiotic. And I'm not going to go into details with this, but I want you to keep in mind that NRF2 activation, that NRF2 science that Dr. Dekel was talking about applies in a lot of our different product lines. So we do have a weight loss line, as I said. We have our Axio. It's a nootropic. It's, you know, a lot of people put it in the category of an energy drink. I hate to discredit it like that. This is just an amazing product. You drink it within 15 or 20 minutes, you pour the powder in the water, you just feel so alert, so focused. It's good nutrients for the brain. And I'm telling you, you've never felt anything like it. My kids absolutely love it. Everybody I've ever given it to loves it. And it comes in caffeinated and decaffeinated forms. Besides that NRF2 activation you'll see on the slide here, it applies to our True Science beauty system. It's an amazing skincare system that on subscription is just $140 a month for all 4 products. You know, there's a cleanse, there's an anti-aging cream, there's an eye serum, there's an evening out, I forgot the name of it, but an evening out lotion, but it's amazing. And if you just look at the picture below over a 60-day period, it's amazing the difference it makes in a face. And what, you know, my wife April always likes to say is, before you start using this, make sure you take that before picture. Just have that before picture on your camera, because you will notice a difference and it will not take long. And she's been one of the biggest skeptics over the years with skincare, and you couldn't pry this stuff away from her. And then our newest system out there is our hair care system. Again, NRF2 technology is in the serum, but it's an amazing hair care. Is a shampoo, a conditioner, and a serum. And I would highly suggest that you talk to the person who got you on and have them direct you to either our Facebook pages or look at some of the before and after pictures of folks that have been using this hair care system. It's going to be a year next month that this line has been out, and it's just amazing. Okay, it's really done a phenomenal job. But, you know, I want to shift over and swing into the opportunity part of things, because, you know, it's the reason I got involved, and it really is the reason Dr. Dekel got involved. So, you know, my wife and I got involved, you know, in our first company 27 years ago because I lost my income. You know, I had to replace a $90,000 salary. So that was the reason. But what's really cool about LifeVantage is, you know, this company started as a biotech company. It wasn't a network marketing company or a direct sales company. It was a biotech company. And ABC Primetime did an investigative report on the company. You know, one of those news pieces, I always like to call them one of those gotcha pieces. You know, they try and catch folks lying about something or businesses lying. And you know what? Man, they did a report on our product, and the product worked even better than they thought. John Kionis, who's in the picture there, had his own blood tested, and instead of getting 40% reduction in oxidative stress in 30 days, he got 45% reduction in just 2 weeks. So they actually became our commercial, but we switched models and went in from retail sales, went to direct sales in 2009. We're publicly traded on the NASDAQ under LFVN, and we got the best leadership team that's ever been put together in network marketing. So these are some of the reasons that, you know, April and I got involved in the business. And, you know, before I start going into some of the different areas we can do business and how we got paid, I want to just let Dr. Dekel share something with you, because when we met him, okay, he was currently earning 7 figures as an OBGYN and doing surgery. He hadn't shifted, you know, into the anti-aging and holistic medicine world. That came later, okay? So you say, why would somebody like him that was already earning a 7-figure income, why would he start a new business with me and April in another company? Okay, why would he do that? So they got to be wondering, Dr. Dekel. I mean, look, we were flying around in your private jet back then. Why would you do something like that?
A lot of fun, wasn't it?
It was fun.
No, well, it's an excellent question. And if we go back in history, back in 1992, managed care came to medicine. And I quickly realized that they are going to really cut my income drastically. And unfortunately, I was very correct. In fact, in eight years, by the year 2000, they cut my income exactly by 50%. So when we met, or I think it was 94, 95, something like that, I realized that I needed to actually get another stream of income. I realized that I cannot keep all my eggs in one basket. And that was my main reason. I said, you know what? I need a different and independent source of income. And then later on in 2000, when my neck and back says, you know what, you can't do surgery anymore, I didn't have any control over that. Another major reason why anybody and everybody should have a secondary source of income, because as you know, we can't tell what tomorrow brings. That was my main reason why I got involved on the economical side.
You know, it's interesting because, you know, we both did well in that business, and, you know, people would look at the surface, you know, of what was going on in your life. And, you know, we did all that business in that company in just one country, just the United States.
Right.
Okay. We didn't have a global opportunity in that business. But, you know, for the listeners out there, you know, all I could say is don't judge a book by its cover, and don't prejudge who you share this with, because you never know what's going on. And, you know, not only did Dr. Dekel not know managed care was coming back then, but he certainly didn't realize his neck and back were going to give out where he couldn't do surgery anymore. I mean, he had no way of knowing that. But one of the reasons that, you know, April and I have gotten so excited about this business is that it's a global opportunity. We're currently doing business in 15 or 16 countries. We're selling product in 5 or 6 more. But, you know, here's what I want you to understand about this company. This is not your mom and dad's or your grandparents' traditional network marketing company. This does not work like things did in the old days. If you want to compare what LifeVantage looks like as a business, you need to be thinking more like Uber and Airbnb and Facebook and Amazon and companies like that. We are a global business. We have a business plan to go in over 100 countries, and these are just a few where we are now. And you don't have to go there to build a business there. See, we're going to talk about how it works, but just keep that in mind. You don't need to go there in order to build a business there. Now, one of the things that's great about this business is we are doing business the way you and I run our lives every day. See, when you get your LifeVantage ID number, you download our app. That's right. We have an app on your smartphone. All right. You text the word LifeVantage to 44222. You get the link for the app. You download it, and you put your ID number and password in, and everything you need to do with the business, and everything you need and want to share with other people is right there on your phone. You can do it by text, you can do it from the app, but isn't, Dr. Dekel, what do you think of that? I mean, you could be in between patients and have had a 30-second talk with somebody. Before you go see the next patient, you could have sent that person a link through the app and the video you were talking about.
Absolutely, and that gives them the ability to actually see what this is about. And at that point, you pick your interest. You pick your interest, and then they're going to talk about it. Then you introduce them to the people that have done it for a while to help you build your business. That's exactly what we're doing.
You know, it's really incredible because everybody's looking for that mobile business, that flexible business, that business that you can do. You know, we call it a side gig, but that business you can do in between. You know, no matter what it is that's going on in your life, you can fit it in. And this is it, you know, and when you get in the back office, you know, and you get on our website, I should say, not our website, you know, it's very easy to navigate, and you can share the links of any product that you've spoken to with anybody about, okay, and just have that link put right on their phone, and all they got to do is just click and order. I mean, you got to admit, that's pretty neat. Little different from the old days of dragging them into the Holiday Inn, huh, Moshe?
Not only that, but filling your garage with a lot of products that you don't need.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what, you know, one of the other reasons we're so excited is, you know, LifeVantage right now is getting ready to go through a growth spurt. You know, we're right here, this purple star. We're getting ready to go through this big curve, and that's thanks to our leadership team and Darren Jensen. You know, he's taken 2 other companies to over $1 billion in sales. And right now we're at, 240, 250 million a year in sales. And we're getting ready to go through that growth spurt. And you have an opportunity to be a part of that with us. Okay. And just, you know, take advantage of the timing. Now, I'm not going to go through all the different ways we get paid, but write this down. We get paid 8 ways. Okay, there's 8 different bonuses that come into play here, but here's what it looks like, folks. We are building a network of consumers, okay, customers, and at the same time, we're building a network of distributors, folks that want to earn additional income, that may want to get their product for free, that want to supplement, that want to replace, that want to earn big. It doesn't matter. And all we do whenever we introduce it to somebody, we get a 40% commission on that new distributor's first package they order, and that new customer, okay, that first order they place, and we get paid that weekly. Now, Dr. Dekel, you've been, you know, serious about this for about a year now. What do you think of the weekly pay coming in?
I think it's great, and I think actually we're getting even better there. We get daily pay, right?
Starting next year, they have said we will start getting paid daily. But isn't that great for cash flow, knowing that you could get paid weekly on what you do personally?
Absolutely, especially those in medicine who have to wait for insurance to pay them, sometimes months, and many times they say, no, we're not going to pay you because X, Y, Z. I mean, it's really horrendous. I mean, the amount of overhead that the regular business, regardless of what it is, it's usually quite significant. Toward the end of my practice of conventional medicine, my overhead was 75%. It's crazy.
Amazing.
And this
It's
one,
amazing.
it's almost no
And,
overhead.
you know, on top of the weekly pay, you know, of that 40% commission, we have monthly residual. We have revenue sharing, very important to April and I when we saw that 4% revenue sharing. You know, folks, 4% of 250 million is $10 million that the elite distributors are sharing each year from, you know, revenues from this company. And, you know, and there's trips, there's incentives, there's a Jeep program. I mean, there's just a lot of different ways that, you know, the company pays us for advertising for them about this amazing opportunity and amazing products. And you know what's great? You don't need to take Dr. Dekel's word. You do not need to take my word. You can go to Yahoo Finance We are publicly traded. Our numbers are accounted for, and you could see exactly what the average monthly earnings are for all the different ranks in the business, okay? And I like to work this way. So if you're listening as a guest tonight, all you got to do is look at, hey, what are you looking to do? Do you want to cover a car payment? Do you want to cover the rent? Do you want to cover the mortgage? Do you want to keep the spouse at home? Do you want to replace your income? And you just look at what number that is and slide this over and see what rank you need to achieve. And you call your sponsor or the person who invited you and say, hey, the income I'd like to start earning coincides with Premier Pro 5. Can you help me put a plan together so I can achieve that? And folks, that's all you need to do, man. This is not rocket science. You know, it's all validated and there for you to look at. And the only decision you really need to decide is, are you going to be just a customer and use these amazing products? And I don't know why you wouldn't, okay? They're clearly new science. They're the best thing I've ever seen. I've been in the industry 27 years. But my thought is always this: if you're going to use the products, why not consider also being a distributor and letting the company pay you when you advertise it to your friends and neighbors? Because even if you don't, they're going to notice how much better you're looking, better you're feeling, energetic you are, and they're going to ask you what you're doing. And you might as well have a website in place to send them to and let the company pay you. You know, worst case scenario, you can end up getting your product for free. Best case scenario, you could end up being on that chart somewhere significant. So the better choice is to get involved in the business. There's 3 packages. You know, there's a silver package, which is $350. There's a gold pack, which is $650. But most of us purchase and recommend our platinum pack. And the reason why is it's the best deal. You know, it's $1,250, but you're getting about $2,000 worth of product and different services and benefits. And, you know, that's what most of us do. But here's the most important thing you could do. Start. Okay, just start. Get with the person who shared this link with you and say, I want to get my LifeVantage ID number. I'm definitely going to use the product. I might as well get a package if I'm going to use the product, and get started. Okay. Anything you want to add to that, Dr. Dekel? Or, I mean, isn't that really just what it's all about? Just start?
Absolutely. Well, after hearing what we have to say about the product, the benefits, I can't see anybody who value their health not take the product. Now, as far as earning another stream of income, to me, it just makes sense. And for those of you who don't like to sell, I tell you that I'm not in the selling business, I'm in the information business. Bob, what we're doing right now, we're sharing information. We're not selling anything. We're sharing information, allowing people to decide for themselves if there's something they want to do. And we're here working as a team, and that's the beautiful thing about it, because we have people in our network, including you and I, that have made millions of this business, that are willing to teach our network and teams how to do it if they want. But the decision is theirs. You're absolutely correct.
Well, I appreciate your time today. And I'm actually going to see you tomorrow. I'll be driving up the hill, so I'll see you tomorrow. But thanks for joining us tonight. And for the audience out there, thanks for listening in. And another special thank to Gabe and Jill for you know, allowing us to host tonight and share this information with you. Have a great night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Good night. Take care. Thank you, Bob.